It's not bad. I'd say the biggest misstep has been, like most people I know who are in marketing, is not being my own best client. Right. So I know so many people like you, and we know hundreds of other folks in the StoryBrand world who do incredible work for clients. And then we forget how to use language when we have to talk about ourselves. And we forget how to do websites, and we forget how to write content calendars. We forget how to write Instagram. Like, we just forget, even though we could do it all day, just like this for clients. So I think that's been the biggest misstep, has just been not making the continual investment back in my own business, both from a time perspective, from a strategy perspective, doing those things that help grow it. There's no excuse for it. It just is. That's probably the hardest thing about being a marketer and running an agency, is doing for yourself what you tell other people to do.
Totally. There was this time where I had to really draw a line in the sand with my team, that we have to focus on our work. Our work needs to be the best example of what we preach. We should be, anytime we're talking with a client, we need to go, here, let me show you an example, and show our work as the example. But it took maybe 6 to 9 months to get my team to, I don't know, do you think it's a confidence issue where you doubt yourself that you can do it on your own? What is it?
I think it's that. I also think it's the tension that so many business owners have, which is, and I think it's a subconscious thing. Why would I spend time doing stuff for me when I could be doing stuff in more direct sales and client work that gets me paid? So I think a lot of it is a revenue tension of, we don't necessarily feel like the investment we're making from a time and energy, and sometimes a financial perspective, is really going to pay off when we think about all of the things we have to get done. It's finish this proposal. We got to do this for a client. We got to send this. I mean, it's getting clarity on, okay, maybe I need to delegate more things out, for example, so I can then go focus on this. I think it's the ongoing pressure that entrepreneurs face of, I've always got to do stuff that help, get paid, right? The mortgage is due, rent's due, payrolls due, all that stuff. And I'm reading a book right now by a guy named Marcus Sheridan called They Ask You Answer. And he, I don't know if you've heard him or heard his story, read his book, but he talks about this idea, and he got started working at a pool dealership in Roanoke, Virginia. And they sell and install swimming pools. Well, in about 2008, when the market tanked, nobody was buying a swimming pool, particularly in Virginia at the time. So somewhere he started hearing about HubSpot, which I know y'all are a big partner with HubSpot. And he started investing in inbound marketing, and he thought it was crazy at first. Like, why are we writing articles on our website about swimming pools, right? That seems like a crazy investment when we should be making sales calls and doing direct marketing, all this. Well, over time, it has just paid off in the millions of dollars over the last decade. I mean, they can attribute literally millions of dollars to some articles they've written 10 years ago. And the ongoing tension, I think, of entrepreneurship is, you're having to constantly shift gears between short game and long game.
There you go.
Investing in yourself and in your company and in content and in your own marketing, particularly in the kind of service world that we're in, knowledge work, it's a long play. And so it's having to shift gears from, what are we doing over the long term? How are we going to survive the short term? How do we do things today that bring clients 3, 6, 12 months down the road? And then how do we finish this deliverable so we can send this invoice today, right? That kind of stuff. I mean, it's just this ongoing tension that you're constantly having to shift gears. And for most small business, like you said, where everybody on the team to a degree is a generalist, those switches can be exhausting, because you're constantly having to switch modes, switch perspectives, switch ideas, switch strategies, everything, to go from long-term to short-term. And it can be relentless.